Dear friends, in this message I'd like to share with you about where I see Gaza fitting in Bible prophecy. I believe that the Bible foretells both a judgment to come on Gaza, but also hope and a future for the people of Gaza. And that's very important as we go through difficult times in the relationship between the people of Gaza and the people of Israel. I have an Orthodox Jewish friend who asked me, will we ever live in peace? That's her desire, is to have peace with the Palestinians. She doesn't want to fight. Yet she and her fellow Israelis are forced to fight as the rockets keep on coming, as the terrorist attacks keep on happening. But the desire is there for peace, and it just seems impossible. How would peace ever come? Well, I believe the Bible tells us how this is going to happen. But before we get there, let's look at some context. So Gaza in the Bible. It was home of the feared Philistines of the Old Testament days. It was here that Samson fought against the Philistines and famously carried away the city gates of Gaza. But one little known fact is that Gaza is part of Judah's inheritance in the Bible. We see this in Joshua chapter 13 and 15. In other words, there's coming a day when this will come to pass. There is a messianic era coming when I believe the Messiah will come and sit and rule on the throne of his father David. And when he rules over Israel, the promises of God that are yet to be fulfilled will be fulfilled in their fullest extent. And that includes Gaza becoming part of Israel proper. But what about the modern Palestinians? Well, they are not ethnically related to the Philistines, who became extinct in the Old Testament times. However, they have named themselves after the Philistines. They have identified with them in many ways and live in the same geographic region. They have the same antagonistic spirit towards the Israelis, and have become a thorn in the side to the Israelis who live there with their constant attacks and terror. So there is a link between the modern Palestinians and the ancient Philistines in that sense. So what does the Bible say about Gaza in the future? Well, it says that in the day of the Lord's anger, Gaza will be forsaken and destroyed. That's Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 4 and 5. Now, I don't believe this refers to something that has already happened. I believe it refers to a judgment that is yet to come, and in a greater way than has happened in past history. It says that the sea coast of Gaza will be for the shepherds and the flocks of Israel, and that certainly hasn't happened yet. That's in Zephaniah 2, 6 and 7. Zechariah 9 says the king will perish from Gaza. In other words, the government of Gaza will be dealt with no doubt, for its evil. Because God is a just God, and he deals with evil. And he judges and he removes from power those who have been doing it. Sometimes not in our timing, but in his timing. Is there hope for Gaza? Yes, there is. Zechariah chapter 9 verse 7 says that he who remains, even he shall be for our God. He shall be like a leader in Judah, and Ekron like a Jebusite. Let's look at this in some more detail. The three promises. He'll be for our God. In other words, it's going to be a connection to the God of Israel, a turning away from other religions, other gods, and a turning to, on a great level and a great scale, to the God of Israel. What a change that will be, and we look forward to that day, and let's pray into that for revival in Gaza, for the salvation of many precious Palestinians, because they are precious people made in the image of God. Yes, terrorism is evil, but we need to still love for and pray for the people of Gaza. And so the Bible gives hope to the people of Gaza that one day they will be for our God. They will be as a governor in Judah. The word for governor in Hebrew relates to being a close, intimate friend. It's also used to describe soldiers of Israel's army. In other words, there's a level of trust and dependence and interrelationship where these people of Gaza will be known as Friends of Israel, and will even be in her army. Wow, what a day that will be. And they'll be like a Jebusite. Now, what's this about the Jebusites? The example shown. The Jebusites were an ancient people who once controlled the city of Jerusalem, which was famously captured by King David himself. They remained living among the people of Israel, and they kept their own identity. The Bible tells us the story of King David meeting a Jebusite called Araunah. And he was known to be a Jebusite. He maintained a separate identity, but he bowed down to and honored King David, and he believed in and honored the God of Israel. And all this can be seen in 2 Samuel chapter 24. So in other words, if the people of Gaza are to be like the Jebusites, the remnant, those who remain, this is an amazing insight into their future connection with the people of Israel. So yes, there is hope. On the one hand, God will judge the wicked rulers of Gaza. On the other hand, he'll bring out for himself a people who maintain their separate identity, yet submit to Israel's government and honor the God of Israel. May that day come soon, and in this time, let's continue to pray for Gaza and pray for Israel. If you'd like more teaching resources like this, please help us to spread the word by sharing this video on Facebook or YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find more articles and resources at our website, pastorenoch.com.au, and there you can find information about how to support what we are doing. Thank you so much.